welcome into Better in Green Live. We have a Monday night football game tonight. We are into the wild card, the final game of wild card weekend. We have the Vikings and the Rams. This is played in Glendale, the home of the Cardinals, because of the LA fires. So the Rams are technically home, but not like they get much home field advantage anyways. But yeah, it's in Arizona. So not a whole lot of home field there. Very exciting game. The winner of this was going to play the Lions until the Commanders shocked me and Ethan, and I think a lot of bettors out there. Probably not the public, but a lot of the sharper bettors, I think they shocked and upset the Bucks. So now our Lions will play the Commanders. So this game doesn't mean quite as much for us immediately, but ultimately we do have a chance of potentially playing the winner of this game. But a big game here. Looking forward to it. Besides NFL, there's not a whole lot going on. Again, Mondays are a slow day for college basketball. We do have a bigger day in college basketball tomorrow, including 3 ranked matchups that we'll hopefully get a video out for you guys on that. There's a little NHL. Like I said, I don't even touch the NBA anymore. So I'm assuming there's NBA games, but I don't even bother handicapping those. And only 3 NHL tonight. So a slow day in sports, but again, big game. NFC wild card, Rams, Vikings. Ethan, welcome. I know we had a pretty good weekend, or was supposed to be a pretty good weekend in sports. Turned out the NFL wildcard kind of sucked. Besides that doinking from the Commanders, but again, we were on the wrong side. Besides that one, we were experiencing a lot of blowouts in the wild card. The college football players were pretty entertaining. Those kind of came down to the wire. Notre Dame kicking that game-winning field goal, and then we did have Ohio State returning a fumble 6 to make that game a 14-point game where it could have been a tie ball game. But winding down on a big weekend of football, looking forward to another big weekend. Again, divisional round next week and the national championship in college football. So looking forward to that. But Ethan, welcome. How was your weekend?
Yeah, weekend was horrible. Anyone who follows me on Twitter knows that. It's really been since last Wednesday. It's been horrible. I've wanted to just throw in the towel completely, but I'm too addicted to do that. But yeah, the only thing honestly keeping me afloat is I have nice futures moving forward on the Super Bowl, and the Lions are good. So if it weren't for those 2 things, I would be completely done with the NFL. Honestly, I might be done betting the NFL just on a game by game basis. I have no clue what's going on. I haven't had a clue what's going on all season long. And quite frankly, I'm just tired of losing money on it. So unless I see a play that's like a 4 or 5 unit play, typically I might throw a unit on it. But other than that, it's just throwing money into the wind and hoping it blows right back to me. So yeah, it's been rough to say the least. But hopefully the Lions. I think Lions got a good draw with Washington. Spartan basketball looks really good this year. I know Michigan looks really good as well. So good things going on in sports, but from a betting aspect, nothing has been good.
Yeah, I am pretty much in the identical boat as you in the betting last couple weeks. It's just been probably last month and a half has just been absolutely terrible for me. Zero confidence, very frustrating. Can't win a straight bet, so then I ultimately make a bunch of straight bets into a parlay and think I can win those. So just a bad mentality by me, not smart, but when you're down, that's kind of what you do. Hopefully that turns around. I do need a reset, so maybe the reset is coming, and I hope it is. But let's get into this. If we want to start with this, the wild card game, Vikings, Rams, and again, anyone joining, let us know who you have in this game. I'm seeing the Vikings are now a 2.5-point favorite. They open as a 1.5. I am seeing they're slightly public on DraftKings, 68% coming in on Minnesota, which again is it's a little odd for me. I think the line movement isn't due to the betting. I think it's due to the change of venue. I think that's what shifted the 1 point. But I was definitely expecting the Rams to be more public and ultimately get down to being the favorite in this game. But again, I think maybe the change of location affected the Rams in the betting world. I always thought the Rams was going to be the public play, which made me love the Vikings. Now, again, my confidence is at an all-time low. I have no idea. I still want to trust my gut, and I'm still going to take Minnesota in this game. I am pretty heavily invested in Justin Jefferson tonight. I really think Minnesota, I don't know. I think in a traditional betting aspect, in a traditional betting season, I would love Minnesota in this game after a terrible game against Detroit. They already lost to LA earlier this year by 10. it kind of just the puzzle comes together to put it on Minnesota in a traditional betting season. However, this season is just fucked. So no idea, but my gut tells me Minnesota. If I were to bet on the game spread, again, I'm just freaking taking parlays because I'm a moron. If I were just to take the game spread, I would take Minnesota -2.5 or the money line. Also would maybe lean the over, but again, the totals this year are just those are stupid. I can't even win one if I tried on that one. But yeah, I got to lead Minnesota. How about you?
Yeah, division or wild card round 4-1 to the under. I sniffed out the one over though, and it was as clear right side under as it possibly could have been, but it wasn't. Probably because they sounded the alarms when I locked my bet in, and god damn it, that game sucked. That was Chargers Texans for anyone that doesn't know. If you had the over, go kill yourself. But um, yeah, I give me the over in this game. I guess I'm not betting this game. I actually have flipped to the Rams. I think the Rams win outright. Not betting it. Favorite look would be honestly probably tease the Rams up to 8.5, pair it up with Kansas City this upcoming week down to 1.5, 2.5, whatever it's at. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't see Kansas City losing to Houston. And I don't think the Rams get blown out. So that'd be my best bet. But I'm done with the NFL on a week by week basis. I can't do it.
Yeah, it's again, and we've been getting our ass kicked here. Again, I usually try to stay away from pretty public props here, but I have a really hard time not taking a Puka Nakua yards here. Puka Nakua touchdown here. I mean, that dude is absolutely money in the big games. Actually, like his yards more than touchdowns, if that means anything. Um, and I saw that Hawkinson is one of the most bet player yards over, receiving yards over, which is kind of crazy to me, but I kind of like it when I looked at it. Again, usually I would stay away from these public props, but I don't really think it matters anymore. I think public just does whatever they want and they just keep winning and don't get punished. So they're just going to continue to do it. And I don't blame them. So I don't hate Hawk. I do like Hawk to score. Again, I did post a tweet out there. I'm not going to take it because he has not scored once this year. I looked at the Vikings red zone. They don't even really target him. I looked at like the last 3 or 4 games in the red zone, they have targeted Hawk once. So it's just not good enough value for me. It looks like Sam Darnold's looking more at JJ and Addison. And even though Hawk is getting some targets, they're just not coming in the red zone. So that kept me off it. But again, I liked it. So since I'm not taking Hawk, it means he's a guaranteed touchdown scorer. I think he's like +2 something. So if anyone's debating taking Hawkinson, take it right now because that's probably a guaranteed winner since I'm not going to be on it. But yeah, like I said, I'm all over Justin Jefferson. A frustrating game against Detroit in that Week 18 finale. Multiple chances in the red zone, multiple chances on 4th and 3rd and goal from the 3, 4, 5 yard line. I think one of the goal lines where they got stopped, he had 3 consecutive passes towards him. I think 2 of them hit his hands, and just 0 touchdowns for Jay Jetta. So frustrating game for him. This is his second career playoff game. He is 0-1. In that one career playoff game, he had like 47 yards, 0 touchdowns, not his greatest game, and they lost. So I do think he's hungry for obviously a playoff win. And I think Darnold, frustrating week, like I said, week 18. I think when things get frustrating, when things get tough, just go to your go-to guys. And Justin Jefferson is still one of the best receivers in the league. And I think when shit hits the fan, go to your guy. And I truly think Justin Jefferson's going to have a pretty good game. I do have money on this, which makes me cautious of giving it out because it's probably going to be a loser. But I do love Justin Jefferson to score, my favorite touchdown prop, and I do really like him and have bet him 2+ touchdowns tonight. It is a little crazy, but again, I really think Sam Darnold is going to force the ball to his player. So I would love Justin Jefferson tonight. But like I said, I like Hawk. I did not bet Hawk, which means Hawk's going to be the touchdown scorer, and Justin Jefferson is going to do what he did in his first career playoff game and have pretty much a goose egg around the board. But that's what I got for NFL. Again, for any of you guys joining, let us know what you have in tonight's game. Rams Vikings played in Glendale, Arizona, moved from the fire. Ethan, do you have anything else on this game before we get to a little look ahead on the divisional round?
No, honestly, I'm just happy this game has nothing to do with Detroit now that they landed Washington because I did not want to play either of these two teams. So Um, yeah, I'll probably watch it, or I'll at least have it on my computer while I'm watching something else. But nice to not really have to be fully invested into this game. But I think it should actually be a decent game.
Yeah, and it all kind of worked out for us Lions fans. Not the betting, our betting, but we wanted the Commanders from a Lions perspective. I think they were the easiest team. That being said, each of these teams I think can win a playoff game. So it's not a for sure win, but the Lions are a 9.5 point favorite. They would not be that heavy favored against either the Rams or the Vikings. So I do like the position the Lions are in. Again, you can't take any game too easily in the playoffs. No game is a guaranteed win, but I do like their chances against Commanders. Let's talk about the one divisional game that everyone's talking about. I don't really feel like talking about the Chiefs being 7.5 point favorites, the Lions being 9.5 point favorites. Let's talk about the two MVP candidates going head to head. It's the game of the week, potentially game of the year. Ravens, Bills. This line has flipped from Ravens +1.5 to Ravens -1.5 at Buffalo. How are you taking this game on what is it on Monday? How are you leaning on this great matchup in the AFC?
Yeah, really quick, just last note on the Lions. They were either, when you really look at it, they were slated to play Washington or Green Bay, Minnesota, or the Rams, which just by history, those three are just terrible matchups. Two divisional opponents that we've already seen twice this year. We've beat twice this year. A Rams team that we beat this year and in the playoffs with our old quarterback, with a really good. It was just a nightmare scenario to have three of the four teams possible have that type of history against us, and then not to get them. I mean, that's luck that the Lions typically don't get. But this game, uh, I'm gonna. Love Baltimore, kind of. I think Baltimore is the best team left in football. Honestly, probably better than Detroit. Um, Obviously, if they win this game, they're still going to have to get through Kansas City, which is never easy, especially at Kansas City. But um, I mean, we already saw Baltimore just smoke Buffalo earlier this year, 35-10. Which in the past I start kind of looking at the team that lost to come back and get that revenge, but I think Baltimore's better. I think they're going to be able to run all over Buffalo. I think Josh Allen is going to have to kind of play hero ball like we're used to seeing him do last year, which never ended up working out for him. I think his rush attempts over is a great bet. I think his rush yards over is a great bet. I think anytime touchdown for Josh Allen is a great bet, because I think that's where it's going to get to, where he's just going to have to get out of the pocket and try to do it himself. Um, yeah, the way I see it, I think Baltimore wins this game. Maybe not super comfortably, but I don't think it comes down to like a late kick or anything. I think they go on prep for Kansas City, how they didn't do it last year, where they gave up on the run like 5 minutes into the game. I think they're going to pound Kansas City on the ground. I think they get by Kansas City, and then we'll see. I'm not going to say they beat Detroit in the Super Bowl. I'm not even going to say Detroit gets to the Super Bowl, but I love Baltimore. I think they're really, really good, and I
Yeah,
think they're have a huge coaching edge
quick
against
comment here
Buffalo.
from Ben. Currently sitting 510 out of 35,000 is underdog wildcard round draft. He had Lamar, Henry, Mixon, McLaurin, Pickens, and Hawk. Did I cook or did I get lapped at the end? I love Hawk tonight. Again, I do think Hawk is going to have himself a day. I do think he's going to score. I think he's going to go over his receiving yards. So I think he did pretty solid there. And again, this is on Underdog. We are friends with them. If you do need an Underdog deposit match, you can get the link in our bio to sign up there. But yeah, Ben, I like that quite a bit. I know obviously Derrick Henry scored, Mixon scored, Pickens scored. Scary Terry did not, right? But I think he had a couple big catches there.
I
Lamar had a
think he
great game.
did. He
Did he?
did score. Yeah, I think the
Okay.
first touchdown he scored.
Okay. And Lamar rushed at will. Bold move by the Steelers, not even guarding Lamar on the first quarter in the run game. Bold move there. And yeah, I think you're going to be in a pretty good position there, Ben. You might have to share some of that winnings with the cold boys over here, me and Ethan.
I
Um,
gotta say, I have been dead wrong on Terry McLaurin. I've kind of thought that guy was just not very good. He's very good.
yeah, I don't know. Like he was always on that like he always was in my fantasy, he always was on my queue, like Am I going to pick Scary Terry for the seventh consecutive year in fantasy football, where he's going to
Right.
give me 8 points a game and that's pretty much it? Yeah, he went off this year, and I still refuse to start him because I just had scar tissue from all the previous years. But yeah, he finally has a decent quarterback. He is. The announcer said it. What's his face? The Sunday night guy that sucks on Patty Mahomes. Um, what's his name? I don't know. Whatever. He said
Collinsworth.
yes, Collinsworth said that he's the best contested receiver in the NFL. I don't know if that's true,
Hmm.
but he is. You know who's not the best receiver at contested balls is Quentin Johnston. That guy
Yeah.
fucking sucks.
Yeah.
That guy couldn't catch a ball if he was wide open. I think he. Yeah, I had a bet on him, and that was a mistake from the get go. But yeah,
Yeah.
Scary Terry, very good, very good. Quickly on that Bills Ravens game, I am right there with you. I think the Ravens do win, and it also is a little telling right now. If you guys are unaware how the betting world works, not like I'm an expert at all, but no average Joe is going to take a bet more than a week ahead of time. And this line has already moved 2 points. Again, Ravens were a 1.5 point dog. Now they're a 1.5 point favorite. 3 points. No average Joe's betting that. So that instant line movement just shows you that just big money came in on Baltimore quick, seeing them as dogs, push them immediately to be in the favorite. So I want the Bills to win. I'm a big Josh Allen guy. But unfortunately, I do think the Ravens are going to win. And I'm not super upset because I do have a Ravens future. Can't cash out of that, but it would be nice seeing that one continue. And again, would be beautiful for a sweat-free Super Bowl if it were. I'm not going to put anything into action, but if it were Lions Ravens, I wouldn't be too upset.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the Ravens are going to be a little too much for Buffalo. It is telling again, the early line movement and the favorite at Buffalo. I mean, how often does that happen? So yeah, again, great game. Two battle of MVPs. MVP voting is just in the regular season, so don't be too concerned when one of these guys does better than the other, and the guy that did worse in this game still wins the MVP. It's all regular season stuff. It just doesn't get announced yet. So um, that is
Question.
that is for me, Josh Allen MVP. My future on that. Yes.
Yes, me too. Buffalo loses this game. Is Sean McDermott on the hot seat?
um.
Ben, maybe we should break this down in our new little segment here if Ben is still
Yeah.
watching. But I mean, that's a lot of years doing the same type of shit.
Here's my. Well, I guess it's just been 1 year since they didn't have Diggs. They need a wide receiver. I don't know how they don't have a wide receiver. I guess the Ravens are in a very similar boat. They don't really have a wide receiver, especially with Zay being hurt. But the Bills have no one. Like their best wide receiver, Shakir,
Yeah.
maybe
Or that
Amari.
freaking Neanderthal barefoot
Yeah, Matt Collins.
freaking moron who steps over guys and acts like he shouldn't get a penalty for it. Idiot.
I don't know. It's hard for me to say because he's just consistently first or second round loss in the playoffs coach. Like he does a pretty good job getting there. Like not
Hmm.
many how many coaches can get there that many times and lose? But I don't know. I think it's just part of the Buffalo curse. I think they're just cursed from the
Yeah.
postseason. I don't know. I think you keep them and you gotta go sign a top five wide receiver. You have to
Yeah.
trade
Yeah.
or
I
do something.
I kind of made the mistake yesterday of going through and calculating my futures, but I will make a pretty penny if Baltimore wins the Super Bowl, and that's just got me just infatuated with that team right now, which I don't know. They just have championship mold to that team. Good coaching, great run game, good offensive line. Defense is getting a lot better than what it was.
Derrick Henry may go down. Well, it's unfortunate because it's the same year. Him and Saquon may go down as the best signings in NFL history. Like Derrick Henry, I think is the most perfect fit out of any signing ever that landed. Him landing on the Ravens, it was like meant to be.
Hand up, I thought he was going to be out of the league like 2 or 3 years ago.
Well, the problem with Tennessee is that that's all they had was
Yeah,
just Derrick. So if he stayed there, they were just going to work him to death.
yeah.
I think just there's again, Ravens don't have a whole lot of threats at wide receiver, but Lamar's legs and a couple good tight ends, I guess. Zay
Bateman's
puts a
starting to play well.
right puts a little pressure off him. So again, I think it's just a great fit. And that was kind
Mhm.
of the problem with Saquon at the Giants. He was all they had. So they're just going to run him to death. And then again, he goes on Eagles. You have Hurts who can run, and then the two wide receivers. So, and I guess Goddard, who's now a Hall of Fame and tight end. So, um, yeah, I don't know. Those are two really good signings. Again, fantastic years for both of them. Saquon almost broke the single season rushing record. Derrick Henry broke the Ravens all time touchdown leader, I think, or all
Mhm.
time touchdowns in a season, stuff like that. But yeah, great signings. But yeah, do you have anything else out? Sorry, we just get ahead. We like talking football, even though we suck at betting it. Um, we do have a game tonight, obviously. Rams, Vikings. I like the Vikings. Ethan likes the Rams. I am all over Jay Jetta. I do like Hawk to score, did not take it. But do you have anything else you're looking at? I know we have 3 NHL games, college basketball. I don't have a bet on. And then, like I said, I don't touch the trash ass sport of the NBA. But do you have anything else you want to hit on tonight? Any other games you want to talk about?
No, I didn't even really handicap today. I tweeted yesterday I need a hard reset, and I guess this one day hiatus is going to be my hard reset because the college basketball slate is too good tomorrow to pass. But I guess just quick looking at college basketball, these games have already started. I don't think UCLA should really be laying points on the road. They're up 12-7 right now. They're laying 4.5. You can get an adjusted number on Rutgers if you like it. I'm also on an 0-8 college basketball run, so I probably wouldn't take my word for it. And similarly, I was leaning Maryland minus 15.5. They are currently down 16-14 against Minnesota, who will likely finish as the worst team in the Big Ten. Yeah, I'm not betting hockey. Didn't even look into the NBA. Yeah, taking the day off.
Morale's a little low. We got beat up, tossed around by Vegas, not just this weekend, but in particular, pretty big this weekend. So morale's a little low, but again, just a hard reset. We'll get back into it. If you do want to follow along with all our picks, we do post those on Twitter. I was out of the state the last couple days, so I have not been posting a whole lot on Twitter, but I'll be back tonight. If you do want all of our official plays, that's where you can find them. Like I said, we do have some pretty good college basketball games tomorrow, so stay tuned to our different pages to see our college basketball predictions. But until then, guys, good luck. Enjoy the game tonight. Hope you guys can win some money. Thank you for liking and subscribing. Looks like we got one sub. We do have a
Nice.
live subscriber count on here. We're at 922 on the road to 1,000 subs. We would really appreciate it, guys. But until then, we'll see you in the next episode or in the next live. See you guys.
See you guys.